Alrighty, I'm gonna start us off. You let me know when you're in, because I'm just on live time, 25 seconds in. But here we have it,
Yeah,
guys. Oh, you're up as well?
yeah, I'm going to lifetime. It's no problem. Just keep it away. Just take it
Alrighty.
away.
Take it away. We have Jupe versus Jupe. I'm gonna keep saying it incorrectly so many times. Jupe versus Salted Pepper. Jupe here in the teal down the left hand side. Both players playing Chinese, and Salted up here is in the pink. Now a reminder: these players are both about 2k. I think Jupe at the moment is 2017 and Salted is 2056 or something or other. Thank you for the follows coming through, but map 1 is Arabia, and from there the players have chosen their home maps from a fiesta of a map pool, and you guys can type exclamation mark map draft to see what those are. Django, let's first, because we can talk about the mirror matchup in a sec, having both players as Chinese, but having a little look at the maps, how do you think this is going to play out?
I mean, usually Chinese just defaults into scouts, and scouts and walls, like that's what you usually want to play. I like those, like they have both pretty solid goal spots. Berries are for both forward, and it's like not super easy to wall both maps, but they're wallable. So I think I don't want to spoil it again, but I think it's just gonna default into scouts and walls. Maybe the players will take some crazy approach to it, but usually that's what you go for.
So Jupe will be finding all his sheep over here on the right-hand side. The rules for this show match is basically anything goes. You know, you can lame, you can douche if you want, by all means. Like just have a bit of fun with it. So hopefully that's what the players will be doing. By the looks of it, I'm liking Salted's map a little bit better. He's got his main gold at the back in a really nice spot.
This bar with the DC.
Wait, who's? Oh no! Oh, I'm a little behind, so now we get to see it. No, he was just a little too late. Oh, that is heartbreaking, honestly. Something like that. You lose 350 food from not having that ball. Now I'm caught up to time. Oh my gosh. So he's taking the deer now, going for his second ball, hoping not to stuff this one up. I'm gonna keep my eyes here to see if he actually changes his approach and shoots it like, you know, us normal people.
Oh, that's so bad in Chinese mirror. You lack food. Now he's shooting. Oh god, he got it.
Oh,
I was so scared.
Me too.
Oh god.
Yeah, Chinese do not want to be lacking food early on. They need it, and that's something that players can take advantage of. If they're up against a Chinese opponent, that can be a strategy to just try and deny their berries, just deny them off food, because they're going to have a rough time early on. Jupe's just made that a hell of a lot harder for himself now, so Salted is going to be happy about that when he kind of figures it out, or when he watches it back and sees that that's how his opponent started. But it's all looking peachy up here for Salted, who, you know, the front of his map pretty open. His berries are forward. Might be a long time to wall it if he chooses to do so. But everything in the back is pretty safe. He's got stone, he's got his main gold. I think he's going to be pretty happy with how this map looks as he pushes in his deer.
Yeah, definitely. And also, like, the deer push went way more smooth. I mean, you see already Jupe is going to wall up because he knows, like, he knows he fucked up. And now he knows he needs to play defensive, and he needs to maybe, like, be fully walled and just get maybe some, like, bet horse color and double bit. And he's already setting a will forward also to lame, I guess. What's the strategy here?
Yeah.
Obviously, he needs to do something.
Yeah,
like Chinese mirror, if you fall behind, is really bad. Look at the idle TC time, like 1 minute and 28 seconds compared to 35 seconds. That's a really big difference.
Yeah, and the idle eco time on top of that as well. Like you said, his deer pushing wasn't as clean as Salted's. But yeah, this Vil going forward, I feel like its intention is not to lame. It might just try and get ahead early and go for some sneak buildings at the back, perhaps. But he's got to keep in mind that that's just, you know, adding to his idle eco time.
Yeah, and as you said, he's already behind, so like there's another villager like that's not working, that's not actively taking resources. But maybe this is what he's going for now, because he lost the boar and you see the walls going up, so maybe these are gonna be like sneak archery ranges or something like that.
Yeah.
I can imagine.
So Salted's gonna soon be halfway up. He's clicked up a 22 population, 21 vills. What would be? You think he's just gonna go for straight scouts, even though he's got his scout down? Oh.
The setup is there. Like he has 2 lumber camps. There's no barracks. There are no villagers on gold. So this is gonna be just straight scouts. 22 pop. Really clean build order in my opinion. Like 35 seconds idle time is really standard, and for Chinese, it's really good one. So
Yeah.
well played by Salted.
Jupe sent another Vil out. I thought it was initially to wall up at the back of his base, but he didn't do that, so now he's gonna finally wall up there at the back, which is gonna be a shame for Salted scouts. But even Jupe's got some idols here and there. Another Vil top left that's just standing around supervising the wall being built. But Salted goes up now. And there's the stable. 3 villagers building that stable. Make sure it's going up nice and speedy.
To be honest, this looks to me like, as I said, like not ring rust, but game rust is a thing, and he looks really nervous as well. Like I'm interpreting something. Right? I don't 100% know, but that's what it looks like to me. He looks really nervous, and like some like mistakes, like having idle there, having idle there, which you usually don't see on this level. So yeah, he looks really nervous, and Salted looks pretty comfortable. I think he will be happy.
I completely agree. Jupe's now speedwalling this left-hand side because he knows that he's up quite a lot later than Salts, who could have scouts out any second now. Does have them in the queue, but that's an interesting thing. I wanted to check beforehand. I didn't get a chance to. I wanted to know how long Jupe has been sitting at this level of play, because I feel like it's a lot longer than Salted has. I remember, and it feels like not a super long time ago, that Salt hit 1800, and then pretty soon after that he hit 1900, and only recently has he hit 2k, so he's playing at his absolute best at the moment. But I know that he's got the nerves there as well, but he does seem to be playing on point.
Yeah, and he spotted the full walls, and he stopped making scouts. He only invested into 2 more scouts. Usually when the biggest counter to scouts are actually not the spearmen, but they are full walls, because the scouts they just can't enter. And so he's making an archery range now to crack open the base of Jupe. And actually he went for the long distance deer in his base, if you see, and there was the villager, the sneakville, and Jupe just moved it a little bit to the left, and I thought it could have seen it, but I think he didn't. He saw it for a brief amount of time, but he didn't realize it.
This is so much idle time for just this one fill for Jupe. I feel like he sent it out early, if it was even his intent to send it out.
Yeah. But still, like, the pressure is gonna amount on Jupe's base, and he has no defensive buildings. Like, he's no barracks, no archery range, no nothing. So I don't even know why he sent the Will out there, because he doesn't have a barrack, so he can't make the sneaky ranges as well. He's lacking double bid access while only making horse color.
Oh, I had a feeling Salt would try and get the scouts in there. Sorry to interrupt you, but he was waiting for the overpluck on the berries.
Overforge. I think it's overforge. If I'm not a native speaker, but no, I think it's overforge.
Hey, that's a lot better than my attempt at overpluck. I mean, you don't want to overpluck those berries. People, watch out for that. But yeah, super handy for him to have this archer here already. It doesn't have fletching, but it's still going to be a little bit of a bother, and causing even more idle time for Jupe, who has to force these villagers to rewall, and he's spam clicking them to make sure the house goes up. So it seems to all be in Salter's control at the moment. He's got the feudal army, he's got 7 military on the field compared to Jupe's 0.
Yeah, and also if you look at the eco setup, like Jupe has like 3 villages on mining gold for like he doesn't need the gold. Like, you don't want to be floating gold in the feudal age. Like, what is he going to do with the 320 gold other than like bank it on his resource bank? Like, he can't invest it into anything. There's no range, no nothing. So he can just make a market and buy himself up, I guess.
Perhaps.
And like, look at the farm for Salted, like 11 farmers, really smooth economy, and the pressure.
And now he's got the time to just slowly work away at walling up. He'll be completely safe while he's got all the pressure in Jupe's face. He's sitting pretty at home. So feels good to be in Salted shoes at the moment, as he keeps moving his military around, keeps bothering the villagers who have to be taken off their resources to build some walls. Still no fletching yet for Salt.
Yeah, I think also he made 1 skirmisher, which should be a misclick here. I think you just only want archers in this scenario. And what he's doing now is just like put 1 archer behind the woodline or 2 and just idle those woodlines as well. Keep on adding on idle time. I would love to see them also behind the bottom woodline 1 archer. If he can get fletching, he should be able to reach that as well. So I think that's a really good strategy. And obviously force more rewalling.
Yeah, lots of rewalling here, and Jupe now has Wheelbarrow sitting at 32 vills compared to Salt's 36, who doesn't have Wheelbarrow. But yeah, now with 11 military on the field, and Salted's very good at taking his, small amount of archers and positioning them around where they can bother lots of places at once, like you suggested. Jupe now dropping the blacksmith, so might be trying to sell some gold and click up at some point, but he doesn't have a barracks. That villa at the back is still doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, he's just chilling there. I mean, he's just taking a corona vacation. Maybe he didn't like his town. Like, he wants isolation and just sits there and like, he's just chilling, man. He's taking a trip to the salted land, and he's enjoying himself.
He is. Salted now clicking up. As Jupe does at the same time, I believe. Salted 1 second ahead. But this game is well and truly in Salted's favor.
Yeah, especially if we consider now how do you approach the castle age. Now it's really easy for Salted. He's dropping a second archer range, and he's just gonna make crossbows and botkin, and it's gonna get worse for Jupe, who's trying to force a defensive tower or force to drop a defensive tower. Now the crossbow will have botkin, they will have 7 range and will harass those woodlines and the gold even more and even harder. And Jupe has nothing. He's no military, 0.
Yeah, and sadly for Jupe, he does have a bad map because his other golds are in a really bad position. So if he does lose this main gold, he can't really get access to other golds safely at all.
Yeah, but at least he got his tower up. But also getting the tower up now, he invested 125 stone into a tower. He can't get another TC. He would have to mine stone, which is luckily for him in the back of his base. But still, on this level, we obviously... like, he didn't kill a villager now, Salted, but he made so much damage in other regards. So, and also his setup is so much easier, as I said. Like, having a good setup on this level and having a really straightforward plan as compared to Jupe, who doesn't really have any plan, really helps. It really, really helps.
Yeah, absolutely. And Salt might even have a chance to break in here at the right-hand side, or at least keep bothering the villagers.
LT, look. The villager is not on vacation anymore.
He's not. He's ready to rumble. Let's go.
And Salt has no idea this will come. There will be night in his base.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Somebody in chat asked if they reckon Jupe can untitanic himself this game. It's really going to come down to who can actually do the damage. And Salt will be able to get his second TC later on. I can imagine would be wanting to place a third. But Expo, Bodkin, and his wood upgrade are going to be coming in nicely. But knights at home could be very tricky, and Jupe does have the resources. He's got 2 knights in the queue. That main gold is in a tough spot. Salt doesn't have any other gold secured at this rate either, but he's sending a Vill forward. I reckon going to be a forward siege workshop to deal with that tower on the main gold. Look at the rewalls from Jupe, by the way.
Yeah, he's doing an excellent job rerolling there. Like, I'm the master of holes, and I would have had like 5 holes already in my wall, but he's doing a great job. Now the wall is open though. He's stone walling behind, workshop also to defend with scorpions.
Yeah, 2 scorps in there at the moment. I'm going to keep an eye on the knights. There's 2 in the building, 1 more on the way. So this is going to completely catch Salt by surprise, and it'll be interesting to see how he reacts. Don't really know who to keep my eyes on at the moment.
I mean, like, that would be such a great game if the knight plays actually winning him the game, and like from 0 to hero, I would call it. Like, but like, imagine you're in salted shoes now. Like, what will we be thinking? Like, what is this guy even doing?
Check
like,
out the reaction speed.
Yeah.
Immediately drops the monastery on the left. 1 Vill goes down.
There will be another one going down.
Yeah.
But still, like, look, Salted is sitting at 44 villages. The TCs have Botkin, so they're gonna do reasonable damage against the knights, even though they have +2. But still, you want to have Botkin, so the knights can't dive the TC as comfortably.
Yeah, I love this though. By the way, he still had a couple scouts alive, Salted from feudal, and he does almost managed to pick off 1 scorp, but good reaction from Jupe to send the vills over to repair. And now Jupe's putting a siege workshop at the back of Salted's base, who's got 1 spearman, 1 camel, a monk almost out as well. Forcing some military to come home.
Yeah, I think he just needs to make camels out of that one stable and get a two monks out to defend this. I think the bigger issue for Salted is actually that he doesn't have any gold now. Because Jupe was camping the gold spot with the knights and Salted was forced to drop a market now. And also, like his gold spots, they're really far out as well. And there he's dropping another TC on the gold. He's realizing exactly that he needs some gold. And there's a one villager TC. I would love to see some more villages maybe working on that, but
Yeah, well, I was wondering why she was sent out in the first place, but she's now found her purpose, and Duke does resign. Yeah, 25-minute game for that one on Arabia, the most normal map that we're going to see in this show match based on the map pool. But what a game! I mean, Salted was in a really dominant position, and he just had a really clean start. Dupe, on the other hand, just kind of janked himself with that really unfortunate bore early on, and it was catch up from there on.
yeah, I think like especially in Chinese mirror, it's so hard to come back from a disadvantage since Chinese are so flexible. Like imagine in a normal game you would go knights and then the other guy maybe doesn't have camels or he's stuck on crossbows. But here is so easy to just switch from one unit to another. So coming back in a Chinese mirror feels really really hard. And maybe Jupe thought the only chance he has is that sneaky villager and didn't pay out at the end. Salted reacted quite well to it and he takes the win in this one.
Yeah. Alright, game 1 to Salted, and that means we'll be going to... Bear with me. Either Archipelago or Budapest. What would you like to see for the next map out of those two?
I mean, I think both maps are nice. I'm not the biggest Archipelago fan because of the map generation can be really awkward at sometimes, but can make up for some interesting games. So let's see what you prefers.
Okay. Alrighty, guys, I hope in chat you enjoyed game 1. Game 2, I'm not too sure of the map just yet.
It's Budapest.
Oh, it's Budapest. Oh, boy.
Yes, they said it in the lobby. Look how at the co-caster. I'm helping.
Yeah, you're carrying, just like we said.
No, you're carrying. I'm just here to help out.
Uh-huh. So it is that they can pick any civ except for Chinese now. So we're not going to see Chinese again. I need to change the Discord logo in the overlay.
Okay,
what do you
so
mean,
like
Brad?
if we talk about strategies on Budapest, as I said, Hans is really smooth, but usually it's just Lithuanians because they're so good. You start with 150 food, so like the TCs are running really smooth. Obviously Budapest, you start with 2 town centers and then you can get an early lumber camp, and they're like similar like 4 lakes. You have like 4 ponds, and you obviously want to have a dock, you want to have the fish economy in there, and like Lithuanians are just so good on this map, in my opinion, if you really perfect the playstyle.
We're 10 seconds away from a start. Let's go. The Civ, Salted is playing Lithuanians and Jupe is playing Huns. So Django again on point with the predictions.
I guess I have to do something for my money. Okay, we just speed up to live gameplay again, right?
Yeah, my capture age is thinking, but I'll speed up.
He's thinking, okay.
Oh, it's completely bugging.
Oh, well. Okay, so should I stop this and wait for you? Okay.
Yeah, maybe just pause and I'll catch up to where you're at when it wants to work.
Okay, I'm waiting at 35 seconds. That's where I'm waiting at.
Okay.
So in theory, the theory now on this map, you're trying to get a fast castle off or a sneak villager, but usually Budapest is like really easy to wall. I don't know if some people watch the 2v2 co-op game where Daud and Tato played Burgundians and they basically just wanted to boom up to 200 villages and make Flemish Revolution. And Jordan and Viper tried to play hyper aggressive and didn't get through the walls. I think similar thing you can do here. So.
Django, sorry, my game just caught itself up. I'm up to live, I think.
Okay, then I go up to live as well. No problem.
Yeah, no problem. Okay, here is our map, everybody. If you're not familiar with Budapest, it is a 2TC start. There is water as well, quite a bit. Not too much fish in the water, but it can be really handy to help out. Again, Salted in the pink, and again, Jupe in the teal. Left-hand side versus right-hand side. Salt as Lithuanians, and Jupe as the Huns, who doesn't have to build houses. Feels good, man.
Yeah, it obviously helps a lot, but you can already see Salted starting with 150 food extra, and you look at the TC idle time for Jupe sitting at 54 seconds and Salted only at like 18 seconds. So therefore he's already in a commanding villager lead now, and as I said, Lithuania is just really good with that. On the other side, Salted lost some HP on his
Yeah.
scout while he was running into the TC.
Yeah, he also lost 2 sheep. I was watching, he must have had his eyes elsewhere, and there are so many places to have your eyes when you're playing this map, but Jupe did manage to steal 2 of Salted's sheep from the bottom TC. Like I said, laming completely allowed in this show match. Anything goes.
Yeah, anything goes for sure. And oh, Salted is housed. Ay, ay, ay.
Oh.
Being housed on this map is double worse because you can't produce out of 2 TCs. Now he's getting Loom. Loom though, so it's not that bad.
Okay, so he's up to now 37 seconds idle TC time. Not too far ahead of Jupe in that, but yeah, he'll be kicking himself for that. Anytime he gets housed, he's, oh, housed again, no.
Yeah, I mean, I'm like MBL's little brother with that. I'm gonna admit, like, I have a house emote, I have a house counter. It's like in a million already. Like it's really sad as well. Like I get housed all the time. It's a disaster.
So Jupe's scouting around his top TC looking for his extra sheep, even though he's got 2 more in his pocket down the bottom. Taking the deer as well, not pushing them down the bottom though. He does still have 2 scouts alive, but he's prioritizing scouting around Salted's base. He will be able to see here that Salted is dropping a dock. Salted reacts very quickly and saves that Vil. So no Vil doinking yet, but the villager also has Loom, so it would be okay. But Salted docking, Jupe also going, so let's see if there's a pick off here, but sadly it's the weak scout, so won't be able to take that villager there, who also has Loom.
Yeah, with Loom, like you can fight back with the Will, but it was really good that Salted quick wall because there was a hill and the scout could have gotten the hill advantage.
Yeah,
what you can see if the players are like establishing the eco and everything is running smooth, they're gonna team up their scouts like Salted does now in the west. And then you can actually kill villagers with Loom as well.
Yeah.
Before that, you don't really want to lose scout HP against villagers with Loom.
Yeah, and Jupe getting another 2 sheep from Salted. I feel like these are different sheep for sure, but he's actually going to walk them right into Salted's line of sight by the berries. Those berries are in a, well, rather the deer are in a great spot by those berries too. But both players up to feudal age at a similar time, and Salted is housed again. This is the curse of Budapest when you have 2 TCs. So many Vils. Waiting to see where the house is being dropped in a panic state. I mean, I suppose it's just the 1 TC now that's trying to produce Vils, but hey.
Yeah, also you have the dock now, so it's kind of, you have 3 TCs actually.
Yeah.
Because the dock is also producing efficient ship. I'm really surprised that both players are choosing to play, or at least Jupe, they're choosing to play Feudal Age. Usually you just see Vaults and Fast Castle. And they went both up quite fast. So
yeah.
Neither of them is on gold as well, so they won't be able to click up into Castle Age.
Yeah, Salted's going to lose a Vil here unless he can save it somehow. Tries to quick wall and succeeds, and now the scouts are going to run away, even though they can take this fight. Salted going to stick on the hill though. He's got 1 very low HP scout, but he's going to be up to feudal age faster, so he's going to take the fight now.
Yeah,
doing some good damage.
It's the best fight he could have gotten out,
Yeah.
but still, obviously losing scout HP to the TC didn't really help, and now he can't finish the wall. And I think he has, oh no, he's placing a barracks there and he's getting spearmen. Okay, he just placed the barracks in the north, and now he's getting a stable as well. Yeah, I'm really surprised we're seeing scouts here, like from both players. I'm really surprised.
We will be able to finish this wall now. Almost got the kill on one of those scouts there. So there's a stable for Jupe, who's still taking deer at the south. Hasn't bothered to wall. I mean, he's trying to get some walls up, even going for stone walls. Just deciding to place them in a bit of a better spot. So there's the early commitment with the stone. That's his only walling at this rate. Salted's got some palisades up all around and did manage to get that other sheep back. So he's almost fully walled. He's got a couple fish out, and he's even used one of his fish to scout that lake to see if anything had been dropped on there as well. Jupe has the dock, but no fishing ships. Oh, and realizes there's a hole.
Oh, yeah. That's really bad. The only thing I'm kind of surprised of is Salted's wall on the north. Think he should have just walled to the big wood line and he would have been really, really fine. But
Yeah.
he chose to wall really weird.
Yeah, I suppose he didn't get the scouting and couldn't confirm. And hey, I noticed that that fishing ship had gone to check if his lake had been docked. It hadn't, but now he's sending a villager over to dock Jupe's lake. But oh, now there is a fishing ship there. So now Jupe is creating a couple of fishing ships, and that's going to be really good for Salt if he can go undetected with the sneaky dock up top. And he does manage to re-wall there as well.
Sneaky dog manages to re-wall as well in a commanding village elite again because he made fishing ships, which Jupe completely forgot to do as well. So Salted should be in quite a nice edge. Although Hans in Castle Age is getting really dangerous because what you usually see is like 1-2 stables and 2 to 3 rangers and just full knights and cav archers, which can be really, really dangerous as well. So Jupe's time will come. Maybe he can get back in the
Salt
game.
really trying to get a field kill here, but it's not going to happen. So he loses both scouts, but the dock is undetected. He's creating fire galleys from that one while he's completely safe at home, as he is fully walled. 57 vills for Salted, 54 for Jupe now.
Yeah, I like the fire galley play, just taking away the economy from Jupe and also like creating another angle to attack. Since Jupe is stonewalling so massively, you can't really comfortably attack anywhere else. So I like that.
Salted taking an engagement here with the spearman, but he will lose both of them. I feel like he was really committed to trying to pick this villager off, but in the meantime lost 3 military, and 1 vill pick on Budapest I feel like is not gonna be the most worthwhile, really.
No, it's not at all. But you know what you can see now, because Jupe is stonewalling so massively, what would be the absolute 5-head move from Salted in Castle Age, make a transport out of the dock and transport the military around the stone walls. I mean, if he does that, I'm praising him if he does that.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, Jupe's got no idea about the sneak dock just yet. And the fire galley is going to be moving in, so we'll keep an eye out there. I like that Salt's managed to wall in one of these scouts on the right-hand side in his base too. Still determined to try and get a vill pick. I feel like it's a lot to focus on this map, and microing scouts to try and get a vill here or there, but losing military in the meantime might not be worth his focus. But 1 fishing ship goes down. I think all 4 of these will go down. There is no reaction in the dock from Jupe, but the scouts are cleared up.
Scouts didn't get any will pick as well. That's why you see so much fast castling on this map, because it's just so hard to pick off military and feudal age. It's not really kind of worth it, as you said as well.
I see a transport ship as both players are now on their way up to Castle. Jupe's going to make it there first, but Salted has queued up a transport ship in that dock, just like you said.
Yeah, I love the move. I love the transport. I love it. 5 village elite for Salted as well. But he's missing both economy upgrades. He didn't get double Videx and he didn't get horse color. He's getting horse color now, while Jupe had both economy upgrades. So a little bit slacking there, especially if you have so many villagers and you want to have at least like the double bit. The horse color you can kind of skip here because he only placed 8 farms and was having a lot of food coming from the fishing ships and the hunt. So you can, I agree, you can skip out on horse color, but double bit is a must-have, and he doesn't. Probably he thought he clicked it, but
yeah, so Salted's actually going to transport a villager right up to the back of Jupe's base. There he is.
This is the revenge for last game.
Yeah, exactly. He's like, hey, that was actually a really good idea. I think I'm going to try that. All right,
also looking at relic position now. Yeah, relic position can be key because we have Lithuanians in this game. So each relic he gets +1 attack, amounting up to 4. So you get 5 relics, you don't get 5 attack, you only get 4 as well. And he has actually 2 free relics he can collect quite comfortably.
Even 3 potentially. Yeah. So he's got 3 on. Yeah. He's got 3 on his side of the map.
Yeah. So he can get those 3 relics, but it's gonna be rough because as I said, Jupe is going into the Cav Archer route, and triple range is really easy sustainable for Hans since they have the cheaper Cav Archers. And the Knights is not really, it doesn't feel really great to play Knights into Cav Archers.
Yeah, and Jupe's already got the monastery down, so either he's going to try and deny Salt from some relics or just get the monastery out to defend against knights anyway. But he's got a decent amount of military. Well, Jupe's sitting on 11 currently, Salted on 10. There's the monastery from Salt as well, so we'll see how those relics go. But I'm very interested to see how the sneak goes. He's got 2 stables at the back, and Jupe has no idea about it.
Yeah, obviously having no idea about that. They also didn't see the transport, so you can't even assume that there is something happening. And he's making the range, no, Salt is making the range in his base. And what he can do now is basically try the same approach that Jupe tried in game 1 on Arabia. Wall up his base, defend with elite skirmishes or with just skirmishes with Botkin, and then you just get the sneaky stables behind working. But Jupe actually went for a fast imp, and that's really, really good.
Yeah, and so he clicks up now. Salted just trying to convert that scout that was in his base, but Jupe says, hell no, you're not having that, and he just deletes it. So there we go. But fast him from Jupe, with the cav archer numbers that he has, I think he might be in a really solid position. He's got 2 minutes less idle time on his TCs, and like you said, had those eco upgrades earlier, so I feel like he could be in a really good spot.
Especially considering he has 10 villages mining stone and already 800 stone in his bank. So he can drop a forward castle actually with the military presence he has. He can drop it right in Salted's face, and from the castle there you can make traps and just open up your opponent's base. You don't have to worry about re-rolling or anything. And also like the Cav archers shouldn't have an issue with Bracer against the skirmishes. And even then you can just add a few Tarkans from your castle. They're really, really great against skirms. So this can be really dangerous.
Yeah, so there's the forward castle, Salt rewalling behind it, but I'm not too sure whether he's got any suspicion of this fast hemp play from Jupe. He's got a decent amount of knights at the back, but he's just waiting till he's got more. I don't think he's got any relics in just yet, and now won't be able to pick up that one up top. So he's got 3 idle monks that I can see. No relics in his pocket.
Yeah, sad. Obviously you want to have those relics, as we mentioned, +1 attack for each. And I think he could maybe know that Jupe is up because of score drop, but at least like, but it's so hard to see it in the middle of everything is going on.
Exactly.
He has 12 knights and a workshop now, so if there's a time to go, it's now.
Absolutely.
Like when Jupe is up to imp.
Yeah, and there is a hole in this wall. There's an overchop, so the cav archers are going to get in unless he realizes, but he does not. Not just yet. Won't be able to rewall that. So this is a lot of cav archers now coming into his base. As Jupe hits imp, let's see if Salt reacts by sending his knights in, and he does just that. So we've got to keep an eye out here on what damage the cav archers do as he's getting ballistics and bracer. Salt trying to rewall. There is a monk there, safe, but a couple skirms going down. He doesn't have the skirm numbers to defend at home at all, so he will take some heavy losses in villages here. Let's see what the knights can do and how Jupe reacts to this. He's got a lot of archery ranges at home.
Yeah, he can reinforce. As I said, Bracer on those cav archers. They shouldn't have the hardest time in the world to deal with those knights. You can garrison the villas in the TC. Also, the TC with Bracer helps quite a substantial amount as well. And the damage in the base from Salted is... he's making scorpions now. Maybe he can get something done.
Yeah, and it's
Hard
not
to
ideal
say.
that he's shooting uphill there. He doesn't really have a choice, but he's doing what he can, and I feel like this is nice, and he's kept you pretty distracted at least. So keep an eye on the KD, guys. It's 26, 27 to 34. So KD is in Salted's favor, but his TC is getting trapped down.
Yeah, but Jupe didn't react on the south DC and he lost 1 million wills there, what it feels like. 26 economy kills for Salted Pepper and only 8 for Jupe.
Yeah.
So that's a big, big difference.
Yeah, Salt now going to place his castle on the left-hand side. He's nowhere near Imp. He doesn't have the food at all. But Jupe also doesn't have the food. He's got 0 villagers on food at the moment. If he balances his eco a little bit, just using the market a little bit to sell some wood, perhaps he could keep producing fills to make up for the losses he took. But I feel like Salted's knights are, for the most part, kind of cleaned up. There's 5 still alive in Jupe's base.
Yeah, and now the sneak is cleaned up. Saul is trying to get a castle, but obviously can be trapped down easily. And now the problem is you're facing the tech advantage. Like, the problem are actually, for Saul, the biggest problem is the tech advantage. Like, how do you deal with Cav Archers, with Bracer, and now Chemistry as well? Like, you have no unit that can deal with it.
Yeah, these knights just melt to the cav archers. And they're sitting in such a good spot here in Salted Space. That's so tricky. So he sends the skirms out now. Monk isn't going to try and convert. He's getting Bracer. So the skirms don't have Bracer just yet, and they're fighting uphill. Good thing for Salt is he does have this TC right at the back. So he's got some economy that is currently saved to make up for the losses he took here in his original base.
At least something, but even though the skirms also, they didn't have botkin and they have no defensive upgrade as well, so the cav archers actually make a lot of damage against them without any defense upgrades. It's such a rough spot for Salted, but he's sitting at such a big will lead, so maybe he can drag this one out until the will difference gives him the win.
And it is, yeah, currently 91 fills to 54, so almost double fill count, but 37 military for Jupe compared to Salt's 10. And this hill here in the middle of his original 2 TCs can be so tricky. It denies gold, so he's going to play some towers, but with that Treb there, I feel like they're only just going to delay the inevitable, right? And the cav archers are about to break in, so this is a whole lot of villages that are completely undefended now, besides this castle on the left.
Yeah, Salted is trying to make some towers just to slow down the cav archers and the traps and everything. That's not the worst idea in the world to get some towers. Maybe we can get a university down, get guard tower. Maybe that's an option to get guard tower here as well, to have some more HP on the towers. I don't know. It's really rough to play here.
Yeah,
military
for
difference is
sure.
just so big.
But Salt does have 3 ponds. He's fishing in all 3, and the fish is nearly run out here in the top left, but he's taken Jupe's top pond, so he's got a lot of fishing eco, which is helping his food count coming in. Producing scorpions, like he's doing his best to persist here and stay alive, and now the towers are doing work with the Scorp and the skirms helping out, so I think the CA will soon be cleared up. Now he's just got to deal with the reinforcements and the trebs coming in from every angle. And that's a lot of reinforcements too.
Yeah, also Jupe didn't have bloodlines on the cav archers, so he will have more HP now. And I don't understand why he's not producing any Tarkans. Like, just get 5 Tarkans here and they completely melt the skirms and the scorpions. Like, then Salted can do nothing against that. So just get 5 Tarkans out of the castle and in front of the cav archers, and they will be unstoppable force. Also, the targets can take down the towers if the traps are not doing that as well. So
yeah, but the traps are absolutely doing that. Those towers went down so quickly, and now this whole economy is in a lot of trouble. He's got 1 singular latest. Let's see how it does. Not too great at all, not against those numbers. So he is in a tricky spot military-wise.
Yeah, latest is not really the unit you want to go for. Not having that much Pierce Armor Knights should be actually better here in the spot, but even Knights are not great, so yeah, it's rough.
Yeah, super rough assault, but yeah, he is trying to hold out as long as he can as Jupe continues making trebs, but Salt is just so far from Imp, so he's always gonna have this tech disadvantage.
And it's not helping, he's sending in singular units that are dying, so even if you have better economy, the KD is a complete in Jupe's favor, and like as I said, he doesn't have any units to comfortably deal with the cav archers, and this is the problem. Like, you can have more wilds, you can have more eco, but like if you can't have the military present in this game, you're just gonna get overwhelmed, and sooner or later this this eco advantage will dwindle down and he will lose more and more villages.
Yeah, and you can already see the eco advantage is not so big anymore. It's 89 fills to 71, so Jupe is catching up, and Salt trying to place another TC here, but it's already been trebbed. So it might keep some fills safe for a short while, but I feel like Salt can't come back from this game at this point.
Nah, he can't. The problem is also, as you said, he can't. There's a GG. He can't imp. Like, if Salted could have imped, maybe he had a chance. But since he couldn't imp, like without imp, what is he going to do?
Yeah. And he only has this gold, which he wasn't mining on the right-hand side. Anyway, so he had all the fish in the world, but really nice play from Jupe there to go for the fast imp and just overwhelm with the cav archers. Although I have to say, it was really unfortunate that they could get in the first place. I mean, it wouldn't take them a whole lot to break through 2 palisades anyway, but still, I know that would have tilted Salt a little bit, and then it's just scrambling from there.
Yeah. As I said, I was surprised by the feudal age play for both players, especially the Lithuanians, since you have such a great economy. You usually want to go fast castle. But Jupe with an excellent fast imp adoption. I think he also realized he was quite behind in eco because he didn't have the fish and he also lost his pond. So I think also is a really, really good adoption, or maybe he was planned to go fast imp all the time. We would have to ask him.
Yeah.
But I think it was really, really well played. And I think Salted didn't really know what to do, nor did he think that would happen. And yeah, it was really hard from there.
But GG's, it is 1-1 so far. So we got a Salted's home map.
I want to see Regicide Mangrove Jungle.
Yeah, me too.
Oh yes, let's go.
Let's go.
Oh, I got it.
Yeah, oh
Let's
sweet,
go.
and we're right in. So I'll catch up to live time. The Civs,
yes.
Salted Pepper playing as Mongols, and Jupe has selected Saracens. Alrighty.
I already played this map once in a tournament. Lol, it's this map.
This
Okay,
map.
so what you do here actually is you go galleys. Like galleys is really OP here. I actually played this one before.
This map is crazy. I'm just gonna enjoy the full view of it for a little bit, guys. Just soak it in. This is a regicide start on Mangrove Jungle. I've never seen this map in my life, but yeah, Salted up here in the pink, playing as Mongols. Jupe down on the left-hand side in the blue this time as Saracens. So Salted already sent his scout forward, but has lower HP. Jupe bringing his second boar in, because we are now 3 minutes 33 into the game. So they start with a fortified tower. Okay, and this is Salted's home map, so I'm really
Jupe
curious.
shot his boar again.
No,
I can't watch it.
no.
This is the second time. He did it again. LT. 2 times.
2 times. It's the nerves. It happens to the best of us, apparently. But yeah, so he lost his rhino there. Very, very sad times. He's taking his deer quite far away and just chasing Salted's scout around. So Salted's still getting the intel, and Salt's already up to feudal with 12 vills.
Yeah,
He's
Mongols.
got a plan. Let's go.
You have 2 boars. You have 2 boars here, and you have so much hunt. Mongols is really, really strong. I'm very surprised though what he's doing, because he's making the barracks. Usually, if you see how this map is designed, imagine surrounding Jupe's island. You have galleys. He can't take gold. You can't take stone. You can't take wood as well. So what we have done there was a 2v2 tournament, and we just both played galleys, and like really, really fast galleys. And that's why you pick Mongols, because of the hunt. You want to be really fast up and get 2 dog galleys out and get fast fletching, and then you auto win the game because your opponent can't take any resources.
Yeah.
But I think Salted has a really, really different plan here.
Yeah, he's got the barracks down. He got it down quite early. He's pushing in deer with his king, by the way. I have to give him credit for that. Big props for that one. And yeah, he's up super fast. 12 vills. He's going to be feudal very soon. Jupe's going to think, oh, wait, what the frick? What the heck?
Yeah, I mean, but he's lacking 1 boar. He will be up so late. Now he's milling the deer. Obviously, you can make 1 mill if you want to. It will be so... I will be interested what Sol is. I think Sol is gonna play scouts. Yeah, he's just gonna play scouts.
Yeah. Can you wall, like, palisade wall around the wood line here for Jupe?
Yeah, you can. Also, what you see now, Jupe is making a dock, and then he's making a house, so you can like block that with house and dock. That's what you can do here as well. And you can't really palisade, because on this like lighter ground, you can't place walls. Only on the mangrove terrain.
Ah, I see. Yeah. Tricky. Baobab, no, I believe it's just normal exploration on this map for sure. Okay, let's see the scouts coming out. He's got 4 in the queue. He's still got food to float as well, and I suppose it's good that he's going for scouts as opposed to galleys here, because Jupe's done the right thing with these walls. The old double dock, and he is 35 seconds away from feudal himself, so he's going to re-wall back here, but will it be in time? I think Salt's got to send the scouts forward. He is. He's sending a spear alongside it. Let's see what he can do.
I just don't like Jupe scouting. Like, he hasn't scouted anything what Sol to do. Imagine he sees the barracks, he knows right away that there will be scouts coming. And those walls he's trying to place now, they are perfect against scouts. As I said, biggest counter to scouts are actually walls.
Yeah.
And like, if he would have gotten down those walls earlier, the scouts from Sol wouldn't have nothing. But he has 0 scouting intel, played really greedy. Also lost, obviously, the boar. And now he's getting overwhelmed by feudal units. And I think this will be a really quick game now.
I think it'll be a short game for sure.
He doesn't even have loom! Oh my god, Jupe. He doesn't have Flume, and he has no gold because he didn't have villagers on gold. He's making a galley. Oh my god, this is so
And he
titanic.
can't place barracks to get spears out. He doesn't have the wood, so I think this might be a short game. Scouts are going to come in. They're in the wood line. Still no loom. Oh my gosh.
This is gonna be really, really rough. I think the idea of how Jupe is vaulted off and how he done that, that's how you should supposedly play the map.
Yeah.
But obviously losing a ball, doesn't have loom on his villages. I think he doesn't even realize he doesn't have loom, and Salted
Yeah.
must love this. He's just wrecking him. Oh god. How
Oh
do
my
you
gosh.
ever come back from this now?
You,
That's
you don't.
easy.
don't.
You just don't.
You just don't. Salt had a plan and he got away with it. Oh my gosh. 10-minute game on that one for game 3 goes to Salted Pepper. It was his home map, and he, like I said, he said to me the other day, he better look at the map and, you know, come up with an idea. So I like the idea he came up with, and it worked very, very well. So again, just so unfortunate for Jupe that he messed up with the ball. It's like he's really sabotaging himself here.
Yeah. I mean, in theory, Salted strategy shouldn't work, just in theory. But it worked because also Jupe didn't have any scouting.
Yeah.
I think if you would have seen that scouting, he would have just walled up, get galleys out, and then he would have been in a really, really fine spot.
Yeah, it's like he was really committed to just killing that starting scout of Salt, so he didn't get any scouting at all. So like you said, a little bit greedy, a little bit unfortunate, but super well played from Salt to pull it off.
Yeah. Someone in my chat said I would be nervous having such a charming co-casting lady. I do agree, and I'm nervous as well.
Yeah, so am I. Stop it. Alrighty. We go to game 4. So a reminder about the show match settings. It is best of 5. So if Salted wins the next one, which will be, let me remind myself of the maps. It'll be Jupe's home map of Archipelago. Forgive my pronunciation if I'm butchering that, but there we have it. So heading to Archipelago next. Jupe gonna try and get the win there. So then we can go to a game 5, but we'll see what Salted can do here.
Yeah, but still, also like the mental edge now he has, like Jupe losing 2 games basically because he sabotaged himself. Like if you go into the next game, you can't feel great, and definitely pressure on on Jupe to perform and to do something. I think Salted is loving his spot now. Also, he still has his home map left as game 5, so this should be like also something he has in the back of his head. He can try now on Archipelago. If he wins, okay, nice. If he loses, whatever, I still got my home map left. So I think how do you say this in English? The cards are in his corner or something like that? I don't know.
Oh, I should know. What is it? I don't know. There's a phrase. It's not coming to me. Maybe someone in chat knows. But Scooby-Doo, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it. Django, I just sent you the code. So we'll be going to game 4 on Archipelago. Now, you were saying earlier Japanese really, really strong on this map.
Yeah, it's the best civ for sure. Like Japanese is the best civ on Archipelago by far in my opinion. You could make an argument for like some other civs, but I just don't see why you would. And pick if you have hint, pick no repeat. And Sea Notes is the last map. I don't see any reason for not picking Japanese.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, thank you, Ed. The ball is in his court, is what we would say.
Yeah, this one is what I was looking for. Exactly.
Old school, you would love to see a longer game on this map. I have to agree. That's why I'm just letting us soak in the beauty of this zoomed out. Bless Capture H for making this possible, but it is quite a beautiful map. We didn't get to see the full galley surround, but we saw some dominant smart scouts instead.
Yeah, but this map really plays out to a galley war actually, because it's just so easy to harass everything with galleys. I played this like 2 times I think in a turn. 2v2 was a little bit different, but yeah, that's how it is. But it's a nice map. Oh, actually we see Jupe picked Lithuanians. He still had Lithuanians left over from Budapest since he played the Huns, right?
Yeah.
Okay, that makes sense as well. Lithuanians does make sense as well. And Saltic's going for Italians. I don't like it.
So now they go for Japanese, and we'll see the map soon. We're about 45 seconds away from a start, but this is Jupe's second home map now. So maybe, like Salt showed us in game 3, Jupe's got a plan here with Lithuanians. Hopefully. Moose
Yeah, I
type
mean,
exclamation mark. Yeah. Thanks.
the idea of the idea of Lithuanians would be here to make the early lumber camp. You send your two scouting wheels, you build the houses, and then the next wheel goes to a lumber camp as well. You have 4 on wood, and then you get 1 on sheep, and then you can send the next one to make the dock already and get the fishing ships out. So that would be the theoretically idea here. I hope he's gonna do that.
Alright, so we are in now. Game 4. Let's take a look at the map. Here it is. It's quite an even spawn in some regard, but immediately I see the gold and I want to comment on that, but not quite yet. We have Jupe up top in the blue, playing as Lithuanians. Salt and Pepper down here in the south as Italians. So you're not too fond of Italians, hey?
I mean, they're good. They're good if you get to the late game where Italians have cheaper dock and university techs, and you get the galleons out and you just surround the map with galleons. Then I think Italians shine, also a little bit faster to feudal. But I just love Japanese because they have they have way better eco setup with the faster working fishing ships and the cheaper lumber camps, mining camps, and mills. And also on land, you can go forward with towers as Japanese, get even a castle up, get Yasama, and then it's just really hard to contest them. And yeah, that's why I like Japanese here, because of eco and how it plays in setup wise. But Italians for sure works as well. Like it's maybe the second or third best civ on this map. It's not a bad pick. I just would pick Japanese any day of the week.
Yeah. Guys, I just want us all to have like 10 seconds of silence. Can we please pray for you guys for Jupe's boars this game, please? I see them both on my screen at the moment. I'm just praying for them. Like, hang in there, little boars. TC, don't you dare. Don't you dare. You do the right thing, okay?
I mean, if I shoot my boar once in the show match, I would never try to shoot it with the TC ever again. I would just just do it the old way, like Daud says it as well. Like, nah, I'm not bothering doing this.
Yeah,
like, this new
it's
trick.
not worth it.
Shooting it with the wheels. He did it for 10 years now. He's not changing it. Then I would do the same if that happens. Oh, he's gonna lame a boar though, so he can shoot one boar if he lames one.
Revenge. Let's go. Yeah. He's like, he's thinking, guys. I'm probably gonna shoot one of my boars with the TC, so I better get a backup just in case. And Jupe's already got a dock down, so he's already producing fishing ships. Salt could be down a turkey as well here, but yeah, no dog for Salt just yet. He's scouting around, might find that turkey, bring it back. Goose, no, it's a turkey. Yeah, okay, so here comes the boar. Happy days. Well, actually, I don't want to comment just yet. We'll see. He's gonna shoot it normally. God bless.
Wait. Yeah, okay, he got it. Oh, you got another extra hit on the scout for good measurement. So obviously you can see the Lithuanian advantage right now playing out, since you can go for that early dock. Jupe already in a villager lead with no idle time both, and already having fishing ship out. And actually Salted is playing really strange, since it's a really late dock, or like, yeah, it's a really late dock by him. He has already 5 on food, and there's also one bugging out. It's not going too well for him.
Yeah, so he brings in his boar now. He would have seen that he got lamed, because he did scout that boar earlier. So now he's sending his scout around. Can't find anything. Could have found, almost found 2 llamas there to take for his own, but no, he's going to be lacking a little bit of food. Thankfully saved that field. That was so close. That field was so low health. Very similar idle TC time at the moment, but of course, just as I say that, it jumps up for Salt. But yeah, I think Jupe's going to get a nice advantage here with the early dock and early fishing ships as he goes for his second out of 3 boars.
Yeah, out of 3. And actually Salt sees the llama now. He could steal those at least. Yeah, and there are 2 llamas up top as well. If he walks up top, he can get actually 4 llamas, and that kind of compensates for the boar. Obviously, food intake from the boar is faster than the llama, but still you're having some food left over, and that's good. Yeah. He doesn't see the llamas on top though. He just, oh my god, that's so unfortunate. Look at the scouting for Salted.
I don't even see the llamas. You mean?
On top, in the north.
How far? We're the same game time? I'm 6:47.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm crazy. I'm just blind.
On the west north, like the west northwest.
Oh, I see. Okay, there.
Yeah, he's missing them by a mini tile.
Oh no. Oh, such a shame. Oh well.
Yeah. And I think Salted is doing the correct move, which is playing FC here.
Yeah,
Like,
he's gonna get
if you're
those
trying
walls
to
up.
compete now, yeah, if you're trying to compete for feudal now, it's not gonna work. Since Lithuanians will be faster anyway, they will have the fish advantage. Now you're down a boar as well. So I think the only correct move is to play for the fast castle since you are so behind, and I really like that he's trying to do that. The question that comes to my mind is though how good can he defend, because he's trying to get the wall up at the right, but as we said, we were seen before, transport ship can be used to just transport the units around, or you can even go man at arms and tower. I think Jupe is gonna go man at arms and tower. He's sending 3 wheels
Yeah.
forward.
Yeah, 3 Veals coming forward now, and 1 militia produced, 1 more on the way. So Salt's getting some nice scouting, except for still missing those llamas as he runs past for a second time. But he does know where Jupe's dock is, and his dock is Jupe's on the right-hand side, Salted safe on the left-hand side. So his fish are in a safe spot there, but Jupe does now have his scout. It's low HP, but it's on the inside, so it's going to be able to get a bit of intel here, which we didn't see in that last game in Game 3.
Yeah, the most important thing was that he spotted the walls and he deviated maybe from going scouts or going fire galley rush to man at arms and tower to break the fast cast. And I think that's the key. What he missed last game, he didn't know that scouts were coming, so he couldn't adapt or react correctly. Now he got the scouting until he sees the early walls. He knows exactly so this down a board, so he's going for the correct play. Man at arms and tower to stop the fast castling, and now Salted has to defend.
Yeah, and he has to pull 4 Veals to do that. So the militia won't be able to break in there, but the tower definitely will go up there. Jupe isn't on stone to create a second tower just yet.
He's getting his third boar.
Okay, let's watch it. There's only 3 Veals there. Oh, he might be distracted with the tower. No, he does react, so they're in the TC. Oh, and it's safe. It was looking dicey for a second, but Salted now placing a defensive tower himself. He does have safe stone at the back. If he does need a second one, he might need to take that. But at the moment, the economy's not looking too different in terms of their current resources, but Jupe floating a lot of wood at the moment. And that house is already past half HP. Maybe even if the men-at-arms kept attacking, yeah. Oh, I suppose he scouts saw that the tower was there. So thankfully that scout's on the inside, and now he can break in on the right with that galley there. Fire galley.
Yeah, fire galley is a good addition here just to break down the walls. Obviously you want to try to wall behind, but Salt is going for galleys to try to snipe fish, I guess. Yeah, he's going galleys to try it. But really get the wall off of? No.
Nope. So the men-at-arms are in, the village is going to follow behind, and there is the fire galley on the right-hand side, so there's no walling on the gold just yet. So maybe down a villager. He does react on the gold now, tries to get 1 more vill in before he has to wall it all off. So 3 safe on the gold for now, and that villager does remain safe. So placing barracks at home so he can get some archers out if he needs.
If I would be Jupe, I would place forward archery range now. He does have 407 wood, and he has already 2 on gold in his base and a mining camp. 2 on stone as well, but 2 on gold. Just send 2 or 3 more, like you have 5 on gold, what you need for 1 range production. Yeah. And then you can go archers, towers, and men at arms in your opponent's base. And we talked about setup already quite a lot in these 3 games. And now in this 4th game, the setup is just way easier for Jupe. Men at arms, archers, towers. Like, it's really easy to play. You don't have the pressure in your base. And for Salted, it's really hard. He has to react, make a lot of defensive tower switch up economy. And he has no really military presence as well.
Yeah,
so I definitely favor the position of Jupe.
Yeah, for sure. And I didn't see where Salt got the extra stone from for this second tower. Like, he must have just mined it long distance. I don't know. Maybe I goofed. But those vills are finally now going to place another tower up north of that main gold of Salt, if they can get there, that is. Nice walls there from
Jupe is
Salt.
going for a mill in his base, and he doesn't place the archery range. And all the men at arms are not that scary anymore because you can just wall behind. As I said that he's getting into the wood line.
Yeah. So you don't really want to be fighting with the vills here, but he does manage to lure them out, and hopefully there's a reaction, but not just yet. So now they're going to fight it. Might be a loss for 1 villi unless he can micro it, but it's so cramped there. He just can't keep them safe. And then they stop moving. She's half HP, so it's going to be really rough for Salted from here. He's going to be down a couple vills. He's currently 33 against Jupe's 32. But they are going to fight this second tower and deny it. Now the
he's
men-at-arms are
doing
dealt
a really
with.
great job. And now imagine Jupe had archers here with
Yeah.
fletching. Like only five archers would have been enough. 4 or 5 archers, and Salted would die completely. Because also you can park the archers behind the wood lines or in the gold and deny that. So I really don't understand why he didn't place that
Yeah.
archery range.
I just see that Salt got a pick on a Ville up north by Jupe's mill. There was a corpse
Oh
there.
yeah, the scout. Yeah, the
Yeah,
scout.
so nice work. So it's 2-3. Salted actually leading in the Eco KD.
Yeah, now Salter is getting the range down, as he should, as he tends want to go into the crossbowman. And Jupe is having 8 on stone. Like, he had such a massive eco lead, and he didn't use it. Now, also, he's playing a lot of farms with horse color as well.
Yeah, but he's sending 4 fire galleys down into Salt's fish, and Salt's only got 1 fire galley and 1 galley there patrolling, I think. But his fish is completely undefended. It's the 3 there. It's just those 3 fishing ships, so maybe not the biggest loss, but yeah, Jupe will have control of the water on that side. And the Phils actually break in that house up top. I suppose it doesn't achieve too much. Oh, Salted found the llamas, by the way. He's bringing them in. Happy days.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice.
Finding the llamas too. Yeah, I just don't like the economy balancing from Jupe in this game again. Like 6 on stone, 8 on stone. Now you have 560 stone. Do you want? I just don't understand why he's 6 wills on stone. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Like you could make an argument to have castle drop then, but like, nah, I don't know. Feels weird.
Salted might get a couple more picks here if his archers realize, and they do, but they can. Those Vils there can run to the tower if Jupe reacts, which he does. Oh no, weak Vils into the tower here. So Salt lost 1. The other one will stay safe, and they're going to batter that tower down, so that's nice to see. The archers are in a good spot. So Salt is defending well. His resources pretty well balanced, but Jupe's a lot closer to Castle Age.
Yeah, being a lot closer to Castle Age. He got down a lot of farms. They're not with horse color, and he has his fish working. But yeah, being closer to Castle Age obviously helps here.
And the tower goes down. Those 2 Vils are not going to be safe from Jupe. But Jupe has water control. Like I said, Salt did manage to save his 3 fishing ships and gets a demo hit there. So doing some good damage. His focus is pretty good all over the place. Like in a good way, all over the place. And Jupe walling up now. He's got stone walls. Again, we see the stone walls. He's even going to chop this tree to make sure that Salted doesn't, do that himself and get through.
Yeah, I mean, he definitely has enough stone to make stone walls,
Yeah.
so that's not a problem, right?
Not at all. Yeah, he's now taken it down to a more reasonable 3 on stone, and he's about to click up to castle now, but he doesn't have the building. So dropping a market. He doesn't
market
have
and blacksmith.
and
I think he doesn't have both buildings.
And now he doesn't have the wood, so he has to prioritize the market. He might even sell a bit of something or other, buy a little bit of wood to drop the blacksmith as well. Salted just quite far behind in food now, so he's dropping a blacksmith as well. Doesn't have control on water, but might be able to get it back now that these 4 fire galleys are moving in. Jupe's fire galley's already weak from the demo hit earlier, so Salt's gonna get his control back on that side of the water. I'd love to see him docking on the right-hand side too, but yeah, it's a lot to focus on. Look at Jupe's resources now. He just balanced it out a little bit, bought 100 wood, and now he clicks up.
It's going stable. Obviously, Lithuanian, same thing again. You want to get your hands on those. You want to get your hands on those relics as well. +1 attack for each relic. You collect up to +4. So if you collect a 5th relic, it doesn't help you as far as attack-wise, only gold-wise.
Check this out, Django. So I saw Jupe's Vil chopping that wood. I think he might have forgotten about it because he didn't re-wall, and now Salt's archers were in the perfect position, so Jupe's just created a little bit of a hole in his own stone wall because of that tree chop. So now Salt's coming in with 6 archers, Fletching's about to hit, he gets another Vil pick up north, and now he's on the berries. And there's no reaction from Jupe just yet, so this is really lucky for Salt. I'd love to see him camp 1 archer here and make sure this hole stays there. Oh my gosh.
I think the biggest enemy of Jupe in these games is actually Jupe. Like, killing 2 boars with the TC, over chopping so the opponent can get in.
Yeah, and now he's
Not
in a pretty
scouting.
tricky spot. He does get to wall up on that right-hand side. But those archers can pretty happily sit behind that wood line. They're even going to take some more on the valleys? On the berries.
Yeah, I don't know if you see valleys here, but there are berries here, and he's losing a lot of villages. 5 villages
Yeah.
will go down.
Denies
Just
the
so
gold as
sloppy.
well. Yeah, oh my goodness. Like, it was so big brain, he thought to chop that tree so he could patch it up so Salt didn't chop it himself, as Salt uses the market, little bit of market magic, and is now up himself. So Jupe hits castle now, but look at the eco KD. Salt has killed 11, and Jupe has killed 3. So it's double KD, salted in total with the fish and the fire galleys included, 20 to 10 KD in Salt's favor, and these archers are just gonna be so pesky.
Yeah, they're gonna be annoying. Obviously, 1 or 2 nights we clean it up, but still, like, Jupe had water control, lost water control. He had land control with mana arms and towers, didn't make the range, lost that. Then he was walling up his base, having a faster castle edge with better economy, opens up the base, also loses the better economy. So he
Yeah.
lost all the advantages he had, he lost them. And I think Salted can be happy 1 minute and 16 seconds until he is up to castle edge. He just needs to re-roll for now, get the knights out. There's actually a hole in the north though.
2 knights
that's
are gonna
not
run
good.
in, could be very tricky. It's a short wall by this gold up top, but I don't think he's gonna notice. The archer's gonna run past 2 knights, and then let's see how quick Salt can re-wall behind this. He's doing it now. The Vills are in a kind of awkward spot, but they do manage to succeed. So, good reaction there, but the forward siege workshop is going to be tricky to deal with as well. So we'll see what he's going to prioritize once he's up in another 20 seconds.
Honestly, I think the siege workshop is not a problem for Italians. You drop 2 monasteries now and you just go redemption monks, and then you should be really fine. Just get monks, get redemption to convert the siege, convert the knights as well, and then you should be in a not a big dangerous spot. At least get 1 monastery and just make 2 TCs or 1 TC. Try to get on stone, because like your win condition as this in Italians, as he fails the wall on the
Yeah, shame.
south, is Genoese crossbowmen just wreck here. Like
Yeah,
they're really, really strong.
absolutely. He's quite far away from having a castle to produce those Genoese expo, but the monastery's up now, producing 2 monks, and he's just going to try and keep his eco safe where he can, so he needs to wall in that right-hand wood line. But now it's Jupe's chance, sorry for the mispronunciation, his chance to do some counter damage. And he's doing that. Let's keep an eye on the KD now. It's evened out a little bit, 8 to 11 for the eco. It's villagers only, and fish, I believe, as well. Salted getting expo, got a lot of idols. But
why would you go expo? You just go monks and boom. Like
Yeah.
you need to defend. Like you can't. He has only 1 range. Expo doesn't really do anything for him. Here he has 8 archers alive still. I don't. Yeah, I guess for the 8 archers, expo is good, but I would like you need monks and you need redemption now. Otherwise you will die to the +2 knights as well. Yeah, +2 knights coming in for Jupe. You need redemption. You need all monks here to defend.
2 mangoes up top, knights being able to run in up top straight away. There's a couple expos still alive. They're not going to do anything at this point. I feel like Jupe's going to move forward with the mangoes. Redemption now being clicked, and the second monastery is up as well. So it's 1 TC for Salt. Jupe dropping his 2nd TC up north. I'm not too keen on the position of that one, but I'm not going to complain. And he's also got some fish up north as well. So interesting game so far, kind of a little bit back and forth, but let's see if Jupe can actually do the damage with this forward that he's got with the 2 mangoes. 4 knights that I see, they do have +2. Redemption in 3 seconds. No pikeman upgrade, but spearmen, still something, unless they get flattened by the mango.
How do you call the upgrade that's running for the monastery now? Because I have my game in German, because I usually cast in German.
Yeah, a sanctuary?
Sanctity, plus
Sanctity.
HP for the monk. Sanctity.
Yeah.
It's good. It's really good one as well. I didn't know the name in English.
Oh, that was
It's
a
really
quick
good.
convert there. Damn. So it does a little bit of damage on that mangonel. But that was really nice quick convert. And the monks are in a good spot. They're safe. There's more coming, I believe. Yep.
Yeah, it will be hard to push, and Jupe realizing that getting the 2nd TC doesn't really matter where he plays. It's just having it get out more villagers is really good.
No, Mango taking down that monk there. It's nice that he's got that forward fill still alive, so he can repair the mangoes, but one of them will go down, and maybe that fill as well. Yeah, Salter's doing a good job of garrisoning the monks where he can, but that one mango is still very, very tricky. And he's getting some nice converts here. It's something.
Yeah, he will convert the mango
Yeah, there
now
we
as
go.
well. Yeah,
Nice.
there's the redemption coming in. And as I said, like Italians are really, really good in these spots. Like you guys get redemption monks who we hunt, and he has the water control. So what I would love to see from him is actually redock a little bit more and just keep the fish efficient. Try to also reboom. Since the Italians have cheaper fishing ships, you can get out a lot of fishing ships and can basically have them as a extra TC. And now Jupe is trying to make a really questionable CC on the
It's not
water.
gonna work. It's just not gonna work. He took so many losses just on that TC. I don't know if he just hadn't noticed, but the Knights are running home. I think he's just gonna commit to it, try and make it happen. Oh, sorry for my scrolling there, everybody. But the monks now moving forward, they are gonna try and convert the siege workshop, which does have one scorpion in it. I think they'll be able to easily convert the scorpion as well. And Jupe decides to just destroy the siege workshop as opposed to give it over to Salted.
Yeah, it's better to delete it. And Monk is getting the conversion dice for it though.
Yeah.
So yeah. If Salted is what he's doing now, he had a lot of fire galleys in the south. If you look at it, he had like 6 fires and 1 more galley. If he sends that over to this TC there, first of all, even if the TC goes up, he can take down the TC with fire galleys. That's actually a thing. Because fires should be able to take down the TC, even garrisoned. Like really questionable.
Oh, he stopped building it. There we go. Now it's up, but it's already half HP. So 3 TCs. We can maybe call this 2.5 TCs for Jupe. Salted now dropping his second TC in a nice spot. It secures that gold that was in a bit of a tricky spot before, as he gets the War Galley upgrade as well. So good hold from Salt. So now it's his chance to kind of see what he can do. But the Knights getting some hits on the ships there. 64 vils for Salted to 51 for Jupe, but double the military count in Salted's favor. And he might even just keep getting more unless, you know, if Jupe keeps sending his units into those monks.
Yeah, Jupe's going light cav now to try to counter the monks, and now is the time to get like pikemen or to get out more just units to defend the monks. Obviously, Siege Workshop is great from Salted trying to push the base. But this is where Jupe also had a problem. He gave back water to the Italian player, and like Salted, the will count is actually even, like almost was even. But like the fishing ship, he has 10 more wills due to fishing ships, and that's like actually Jupe has 5 fish as well, but he's gonna lose those. Now there's the fire ship in the north.
Yeah, so they will go down. It's still just the Knights and a couple, just the one light cav. He's going to get his War Galley upgrade too, so it feels like Jupe's going to try and get some control back on water, but it's going to be very tricky up against Italians.
It's going to be very, very tricky now.
Salt also collecting stone and going for his 3rd TC down south.
Yeah, and as we said, stone, really, really great option. Genoese crossbowmen, really, really great option as well. Like... what was the sentence again?
Ball in I don't remember. Something I don't say often.
Something with cord or I don't know, but Salted is in a driver's seat. Let's call it like that. Driver's seat
I like that.
Is a good one.
Oh, shame to lose the 2 monks down here to the light cav. So great tech change there for Jupe, but I'm hoping to see a couple more light cav, and then I'm hoping to see Salt dropping the castle to react to that. Ball in his court. Thank you.
Yeah, whatever. Like he's in a driver's seat, but there's coming some knights now, 8 knights. But like Salted sees them and he's making a stone gate and he's reacting in time. Excellent job.
Yeah, really good reactions. But he's still open on the right hand side if the cavalry decides to move around that way. But they're just going to back off. He doesn't want to hand units over to his opponent. Another archery range on the left hand side too. Oh, and the ships aren't engaging here up top. Salted ships are just standing around observing. Now they're going to take a bit of a battle.
On them.
Yeah. There they go. So what is still going to be in Salted's hands?
Yeah, and as we said, Italians is where they really shine. It's like the post-Imperial Age stage where you can have galleon and have those ships around all the land. And now you have those, even like now you have galleys out. You can still surround and harass wood lines, harass potential gold or stone spots or whatever. And there comes a castle on land, you just play Genoese crossbowman and it feels really, really smooth as well against the Cav player. So yeah, it will be rough for Jupe to get the W in this one, especially being behind like 20 villages or even more than 20 villages in economy.
Yeah, more than 20, almost 30 vil difference now. Military numbers a little bit more even, but Salted's in a really nice spot. Once he gets this castle up, he's, I think, very, very well protected, except for the right-hand side, which could be a really tricky spot for him if Jupe decides to move his units that way. But now Jupe is coming forward, gonna drop a counter castle. Let's see how close it goes, because it's not gonna make it up before Salted's. And these monks could deny it as well. They're trying to get 1, 2, 3 converts. Yeah, gets 1. Gosh, Salt's getting some really fast converts here. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
Obviously out of his control, but...
What something could be for Jupe is again the faster imp, because if you look at Salted, he does have the better economy, like better village account, but Jupe is actually closer to imp. And if he can get imp and he can get like 1, 2 traps like in the Budapest game, and he just traps down with knights, that could be an option, or like even get cavalier upgrade then. But I think Salted is really, Salted used the market as well, and he's going up to imp as well. He realized that now.
Yeah.
Really, really good awareness.
Rewalling back home. I hope he sees this. I think this is a hole here. I might be wrong.
Yeah, between the stone wall and the coast. But it doesn't matter. He has like 4 monks behind. Like Jupe is never entering there anyway.
And both players up to imp now. So Jupe just slightly ahead with the imp time, but Salted not far behind at all. And thankfully he did have that market up, which he could use to stay in in time with his competitor. He's still well and truly got water control. Jupe does have 2 knights at the back. I don't know how they got there. But now he's got 1 knight to convert. So I love that there's a monk down here. I don't know whether he was on a mission to get relics.
He actually converted the house that Jupe placed there before with his villagers. He converted the house and was there. Also now a transport ship. There's another thing in later stages of the game. You can just transport around your military units like your generals, crossbowmen. And Jupe has 6 farmers. He's no food eco. He's trying to get to elite skirmishes. Have fun doing that if you have no food economy. Like.
And here we see really Salted water control doing so much damage. Jupe's going to try and get this tower up, and it will grow up. But he's still in a really tricky spot because Salt has ships everywhere, idling the little farm eco that he does have. Salt's got 1 relic in his monastery. I don't think Jupe has a relic. No, he doesn't have a monastery.
No, he has 0 relics.
Yeah.
Capture it says 0, and also that's like really sad.
I see.
Because of the Lithuanian play, you want to have those relics, as we talked before. One thing you can try to do is, as Jupe does, is placing towers, and Lithuanians actually get really, really good keeps. They have heated shot as well. Heated shot being 25% more bonus damage to ships by castles and 125% more bonus damage from towers. So you can make the towers on the shoreline, and then you can try to redock with those towers. But like, I think the problem is on land as well. It's not only the water.
Yeah, especially with Salt having a lot of Genoese Expo already in that castle. And I just want to say that I think Salt's just realized that eco upgrades are a thing. So he's getting his wood upgrade, going to get wheelbarrow as well, which Jupe has had for quite some time. And he does have a lot of cavalry, but they are going to be melted by the Genoese Expo. Now both players in imp. I see 1 treb from Jupe's left castle.
Trying to get another castle. Expo there. Gelly's there as well.
I think this castle's going to be denied. The cavalry are going to move slightly out of position. The Genoese Expo could jump out and pounce here if they want and flatten the cav, and they do exactly that. So now the cav is trapped. They're going to clean up their Expo, but they're going to go down. Won't even be able to snipe that treb.
I think there's going to be a doubt castle. Yeah, this looks really doubt-like. Doubty.
Jupe doesn't have much stone left because he has committed to this castle. Salt can keep repairing his castle. Hopefully the monks are careful with where they go with the light cav that are around. But this is a really, really great engagement. I see Salt also dropping a 4th TC in that island on the right-hand side. Look at the amount of vills that are going down to this castle. Both players using the market, just desperately trying to have control in the center of the map here. Skirmishers getting good hits on the Genoese Expo, but the monks are there to convert.
Like, even if he gets the castle upgrade, but like he lost so many villagers first and he doesn't have the eco. Like, you have 40 villagers now. What are you gonna make? Nothing? Like, what's the castle gonna achieve? And also, like, what I like, Salted tech chemistry. Now, even if he loses the castle, yes, he doesn't have access to any more trebuchet, but you just make 2 or 3 siege workshops in your base and you will just get bombard cannons and then you're fine as well.
Yeah, the
Okay, no
castle
Genoese
is
crossbowmen,
denied.
whatever, like...
Yeah. Oh my god, Jupe's gonna really commit to this castle. It's 79% up, and there's still lots of troops coming out the left-hand side. Assault has kept his castle alive, but I fear it's about to go down.
Oh
but
my
still,
god,
there's...
Salted is doing the monk trick. You just click with the monk, you spam click all the different villages, and they run away from the castle all the time. He's doing that as well. And Jupe, I think Jupe just wants the castle, then he's gonna resign. Like he doesn't want to go out without castle. Now there's the castle up.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Oh my goodness.
26 villages, let's go. I think he has the economy to make Paladin. You're gonna see Paladin from Jupe now.
Oh my goodness.
Paladin.
Yeah, so he's got 2 trebs. And oh my god, Salt even getting cannon galleons out on the field as well. This game is his to take, and that'll be the end of the show match. I'm not going to call it early, but I think we're going to see it ourselves pretty soon, because Jupe just has 2 trebs and maybe a couple skirms. That's his military. 27 vills to 116.
Yeah. If Jupe wins this game, LT, I'm gifting 1,000 subs at your channel. Like, literally 1,000.
Yeah. I'm
like,
gonna give 1,000 to yours.
Subs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, this is borderline impossible to lose. I mean, Salted could literally play with one hand now.
Oh wow, what a great game though. Salted now getting
it was a really entertaining game.
Lines.
Like, it was super entertaining game.
Yeah, and super back and forth earlier on, but Salted with his really great defense and just staying calm when he's under pressure, which I feel Jupe hasn't done as well in this series.
Yeah, definitely. And also, as I said before, like, this game rust can be a thing. We saw a lot of sloppy things from Jupe, which we don't usually see at this elo, and there's the win. Salted is gonna win this show match 3-1.
GG's, holy moly. I'm really happy we could end with this game in particular. It was probably my favorite, and it was great to have a game go like this after the quick game that was game 3 on Regicide Mangrove Jungle. But GG's to both players. Salted, congratulations. Jupe, congratulations as well. Thank you both for being a part of this, and I hope you enjoyed the games. Guys, I hope you enjoyed watching. I loved it. I think Ambassador was spot on. He knew that these two up against each other would really be great competition. Great entertainment.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun, actually. I really enjoyed those games. I enjoyed the casting review. Was great.
Yeah, ditto. Thanks for jumping in with me, Django.
We had no practice, like even no practice, nothing.
No, we don't need it.
Good.
No, 2K casters.
We want to cast we cast Red Bull. Get the other casters out. We're gonna do it. Nah, get them out.
For sure. Well, congratulations,
I'm actually gonna do it in
players.
German though.
Okay, well, look, I'll just learn German and then we can cast Red Bull together. How about that?
Yeah, excellent. Let's
I'll
do
get
that
on
like
it.
that.
Okay.
Yeah, it's really easy language, like not super I don't even understand German as well sometimes, and I'm German. But yeah, it's super easy language, right?
Sure. Alrighty, wow. I'm gonna see if we can get Salt in voice chat, our champion of the show match. Let's see if he wants to have a chat with us. Wesley, one question. Who is Salted? Salted Pepper. He is from the Netherlands and he's recently hit 2K and he's in voice chat with us now, so he can actually introduce himself. Hi, Salt.
I think you kind of got it spot on. There's not about it, but yeah.
That's it, is it? Salt, congratulations. GG.
Thank you.
GG.
GG.
How did you find those games? We'll go through kind of one at a time, but just the overall impression. How was it for you?
It was interesting because it started so simple and very linear, and then all the games just became explosive at one moment. It was just really intense at one point, or yeah, it's...
Ambassador has just said in chat, he says, tell Salted about Jupe's ball micro and ask how he feels about his victories doing that. Game 1, Jupe killed his ball with his TC, and then again in game 3, was it?
Game 3,
Yeah,
yeah,
game
it was
3.
one mangrove, just side mangrove jungle.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
he wasn't a friend of the boars today. But then I suppose he got a little bit of redemption in laming you later on, but hey. The boars are the true victors here. Exactly. But no, I found that they kind of did get more explosive, as you said, the further into the show match we got.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that was kind of what I wanted to say initially, but then I kind of remember game 1, which was like a very, very passive game. There was almost nothing happening. Well, I was trying to pressure, but he was just fully walled. And then suddenly it was like fight in his base, fight in my base, and suddenly chaos everywhere. So I figured it wasn't completely fair to say that only the later games were really explosive.
Yeah, true. So game 1, the Chinese mirror. Were you expecting to have a Chinese mirror? Because Jenga called it.
Yeah, I found it pretty likely, and the thing is, like, I was kind of considering, I kind of like avoiding mirror if I can, but I just feel like Chinese is pretty flexible. Like, you don't mind if you're up against Franks, you don't mind if you're up against Mayans. Whereas if I play something else, another Civ, then it feels a bit more sensitive to Civ's matchup. So I think that's another reason. I mean, Chinese is a very solid Civ in general, but for these kind of show matches or tourneys or whatever, then it's just very tempting to go Chinese at the end of the day.
And in game 1, the sneak from Jupe, that villager was at the back of your base from, I swear, like, so early on. And it just stood around for a very long time, but then did manage to get, I think he moved out with 4 knights, perhaps. I might be wrong there, but did that take you completely by surprise? Because I did realize that you reacted very, very quickly to it.
So what it was is my scout scouted his veil moving out because he was outside the walls and I didn't see it return. So I was aware that there was a forward veil, and that was why I was sending one scout around my base, manically scouting all the time, but I never considered the possibility that he was inside my base.
I think the veil that you saw, actually, I think that was a second veil that was just randomly outside. I don't know why that one was there, because by the time you saw that veil, it was south of Jupe's base. The other veil was already at the back of your base.
Okay, because that veil was making me wary of the whole situation.
Yeah, I have no idea why that veil went out. I thought it was going to wall just at the back. There were 2 tile gaps.
I suppose it was checking for holes and Jupe just clicked it out or something.
Hey, Jupe. Jupe's in chat. If you want to jump in voice chat, let me know. We could have the both of you talk us through these games. Jupe says, I wanted to do archers, but with the scuffed eco, there was no chance you could afford a range. Yeah.
Yeah, I think a Chinese mirror is just extremely rough if you start with a ball down. It's really tricky.
Exactly. Jupe, we're in my Discord. Just jump in when you're ready. And then game 2, you took the L there, but before we get to that, Jupe, congratulations, GG's. Thanks for joining in.
GG's, Jupe.
Hello.
Hello. Before I start talking about the next game, Jupe, any comment on game 1 or the series overall, the games overall?
I played pretty bad, but I don't know, like the first game, since I started shooting boar with the TC, I've never shot a boar dead with a TC, but I guess I got a little panic. I don't think I was really like panic of the series, but just because I didn't find my sheep at all, and they ended up being like in the very far right, so I had to go look for a boar with the villager, because I hadn't seen the sheep or the boar, so I was kind of panicking because I knew that I would get idle TC. So then I went for the shot, and I think I had like 1 or 2 too many vills. I didn't count that well because every one of my vill was taking a straggler, so that kind of ruined the whole game.
Yeah, and from there it's just been flustered and trying to catch up. But like Salt said, in Chinese mirror, it's just always going to be hard when you're down 350 food so early on. But game 2, that was Budapest. That seemed like you were completely in your element on that map, and I think Hans was a really nice choice. Did you feel pretty happy with how you played in game 2?
Well, I haven't watched it, but I could have played much better. I lost so many vills to the knights. But once I got to imp and I got my upgrades, I already kind of felt like a winner, because I felt like at that point like even if I lose my eco, as long as I can make CA, I don't need any food to upgrade or anything.
Exactly. Yeah.
So I still felt like I win the game even if I saw the whole of my, like half of my farm eco got killed, which was kind of bad.
Which it basically did. That was really good reading from Salt. He kind of got revenge on your sneak stable at the back of his base game 1, and then he went and did the same for you. But Salt, that was really nice play. I saw that you used one of your fishing ships to check if one of your ponds had been docked, and it hadn't. And then you took one of your vills over to dock Jupe's pond. So I thought that was, you know, that's your full legs practice coming to play, isn't it? But that was a really good move, which I think just made that sneak with the stable at the back completely viable and completely possible and completely surprising. Were you pretty happy with that?
So I thought it was a really interesting idea because on Budapest, in my opinion, it's kind of nice to have a good fish eco because you have 2TCs running all the time. So you're investing quite a bit of food, right? So I kind of hope to just pick off Yube's food supply, and that was kind of my whole idea for the game in general there. The idea was basically deny his food, and then the whole sneak idea came in. I try to kill his farm eco. I try and do a skirmish switch, and if he doesn't have the eco set up to switch to Hussar, then his CA can't really deal with my live skirm. But in reality, that just didn't really work out. My eco was very messy that game, and I feel like I overinvested a little bit in a few feudal aspects, and I think Yuppie did a really good job getting a lot of map control going for himself.
Was the fast imp always planned? That's what I'm asking myself. Like, was it always a plan to go fast imp, or did you adopt on the way?
Yeah, I wanted to do. Well, I actually wanted to do feudal into fasting
Yeah.
because I did castle into fasting, but I realized the eco is pretty bad. You can't go up straight away, so better to, or it's not that bad to stay in feudal for a bit and then go fasting. But that was the plan all along.
Yeah, and so even with your strong lift skirms, I feel like Jupe just had a really... Wait, I have to ask, am I pronouncing your name correctly? Because earlier I was saying Jupe and I was corrected, so how do I pronounce your name?
You can say however you want.
Okay.
The way you said actually sounds pretty Finnish way of saying it.
Oh, hey, hear that, guys? I was spot on. Okay, yeah, you really took advantage of the position that you had once you were in Salted's base, and you had that hill in the middle of his original 2TCs, and even with all the skirms that Salt could put out, you just held your ground, and the Trebs kind of took it from there. So I feel like that was a really strong game from you. And Salted, great attempt with the sneak staple and the raids, and that did a lot of damage. We were looking at the villager KD, and we're like, wow, Salted's actually doing a lot more damage to the eco, but you just couldn't get back when you were so far from imp yourself, and you just had the imp advantage.
Yeah, exactly. That was pretty tricky. I knew from the moment that he hit imp that I'd probably be in a pickle because I knew I would never hit him. So I would never really have an answer to castles and traps, so I knew he would, given that I already had quite little map control, I just knew it was going to be an issue. So yeah, but well played by Jupe there. That was pretty interesting. I'm kind of thinking whether I was maybe too patient with the whole sneak and just should have hit a bit earlier, but I was also afraid to just give it away and not have a backup plan.
Yeah, we realized you kind of moved forward as soon as Jupe hit imp. It's like, all right, well, kind of gotta go now, right? Gotta do the damage, because you did have a lot of knights banked up there. But it was a really fun game to watch. And then we went to game 3, which, holy moly, that was I think from memory, a 10-minute game or something close to that. So Sol, you said to me the other day, right, that you were like, I better actually play Mangrove Jungle and come up with an idea, right?
Yeah, so this morning I kind of looked at it a bit more, and honestly, I've only seen the map like once before, and I think I played it once against AI sometime with some friends, but I thought for some reason, I thought the middle was wallable initially, so it's really good that I went back and checked the map, because my initial idea was like full Portuguese Caravel masterpiece, but yeah, if you can't wall, then you can't really FC Caravel, I suppose.
Yeah.
And then I was like, wait, it's regicide setting, so we start with this goofy amount of food, and then I was thinking, maybe I can come up with a crazy build order, and that's why I figured like 13 pop Mongol scouts into archers. That seems interesting.
Holy moly.
But honestly, I didn't realize that you could dock wall that way too, so it was way trickier than I anticipated. I was like, oh, it's regicide fortress, or regicide it means, so you can't get loom because you don't have gold. So without walls, he's absolutely fucked. He can try and small wall, but then I bring archers in. But I didn't realize that he could theoretically wall like that. So whoops.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
yeah.
can dog block there. Like, usually I played the map like 2 or 3 times in tournaments, and usually you just go like double or triple dog galleys because you can surround so easily, especially if you're fletching. So yeah, I think if he gets up those walls and he sees you going scouts, I think your strategy in theory should not work. But you were
But
fast
it is
enough.
300 wood, so I mean you do start with a
Yeah.
lot of wood on the right side, but
But again, that was always going to be tricky for Jupe being down a boar that game as well. It was so painful to see. We had to pray for the boars in the next game. But yeah, I mean, you had the perfect reaction walling like you did, but I think Salted just got out at the right time. And yeah, the 13 pop up was pretty impressive. So well played with the preparation for that one, Salt. And then game 4, that was my favorite one actually. I loved this game. It was so back and forth, and it was just really exciting to watch. It was a game that kind of felt like it evolved in many different ways, and there was always something happening. How was it for each of you to play?
It was my home map, so I wasn't sure what save to pick for it, but I didn't really have any other maps I wanted to play either. I guess I could have played Xenos, but it's kind of like Arabia. So I wasn't sure if I want to go water or land in the beginning, so I made the decision to go water because I stole the boar. And it didn't work out. I mean, the strategy was good, but my eco in the back was horrible. So if I had managed to build up a decent eco, and also because I haven't done this kind of build into towers in a while, so I took the stone a bit too late, so I couldn't make a second tower.
Yeah.
And then the whole feudal eco was kind of a mess, so that kind of ruined the forward in a way. But I like my strategy still, I think. If I had a bit better eco, I'd be up a bit faster and I had the knights a bit earlier, so it would have worked out a bit better in castle.
Yeah. I feel like throughout that whole game of game 4, I liked your strategy and yeah, the idea behind it. Like you said, the economy held you back a little bit, but Salted, to your credit, you defended really, really well. Before I forget, I have to ask you, Yupe, you stonewalled the left-hand side, and then there was a villager there that chopped the tree. And here I was like, oh, that is so big brain. Like, he's making sure that he re-walls that so Salted doesn't come forward and chop through his wall. But then you didn't re-wall it so Salted's archers could get in. Was that your initial intention to chop it and re-wall?
Yeah, I forgot the villager. I thought I walled it, I think. I was pretty sure I walled. Like, once the archers came in, I was like, I have it walled, right? And I didn't even check. I thought it was a transport.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's all just strolled on in. Makozan, thank you so much. Oh my gosh.
I think that was just really. I'm not entirely sure because did you actively send a veil to chop that straggler? Because I feel like otherwise you would just wall behind it, right? But there was a straggler in the wall, and I think one of your veils from the TC maybe or from the wood line just ran to it and chopped it instead of
No,
you
no,
actively.
I manually got the villager to
Oh, okay.
chop it so I could stonewall it. But I guess I just forgot about the will.
Oh.
It was sad to
Okay,
see.
that was rough because I think that basically allowed me back in the game.
Yeah, I agree actually. Yeah.
I thought it was a transport, so I wasn't mad at all. I was like, okay.
And so, how did the game go from your perspective?
So I found it a bit tricky with the shift selection for this map because Archipelago there's like 2 gens, right? Because either it's like 2 separate islands or you're connected like this, and sometimes you're pretty close, and sometimes it's like 3 tiles of walling. So it's a map that can be all over the place. And I feel like Italians would have been really good if it was just like 2 island format because they're just based on things like team islands or islands. But in this format, I was considering picking Japanese or something for this scenario, and I think that would have made it a lot easier to play out. I think I lucked out a little bit with this game that I actually got in with my archers that kind of let me get enough damage in to get back in the game and start creating a lead from there on, I think. So yeah, I took a bit of a gamble, and honestly, I just lucked my way out of it, I think. It was just a really intense game in a sense. I think I made a lot of mistakes that game. Like, I did add a second dog, but then as I was men-at-arms coming, and I was kind of like, oh, I should have scouted that. I'm now investing kind of too much in water, and Now I kind of need a Rex. I kind of need to find a way to defend it. I knew both my goals were very forward, so it was very tricky, but yeah, barely got away with it, I suppose.
Yeah, I feel like this game felt so like there was so much happening and you had to have eyes everywhere, even more so than the Budapest game. But GG. Django, did you have anything you wanted to ask, say to them before we bid them farewell?
No, I think they said everything they did. As I said, Japanese. I think for Archipelago, I was really surprised to not see it, but he already said he was thinking about it. So yeah, I think we said everything we did, and it was I really enjoyed this one. So thanks for having me.
Yeah, thanks for jumping in, Django. Thanks for co-casting with me and being a part of it, carrying the casting team. And Jupe, Salted, thank you so much for playing. I hope you guys enjoyed the games, but you definitely put on a really good show for us watching. So thank you again. We can, I think, all give a bit of a big shout out to Ambassador of Pharmacy who put this together, and for MSI for contributing to the prize pool as well. But it was all Ambassador's idea. He came out with the wacky map pool. we were celebrating when we saw, Salt, that you'd selected Mangrove Jungle. We were really happy to see that map. But Archipelago as well. So thanks for putting on a good show. We'll let you head off now though. Thanks again.
Thanks for having us, and GG's, Jupe.
Yeah, thanks for hosting.
GG's.